ever experienced having difficulties in decision making or expressing your emotions? Have you ever experienced being nervous, panic, or scared under normal circumstances? Or maybe, have you ever experienced having delusions or hallucinations? Well, for today's lesson, we are going to tackle about the emotional disturbances. Hello everyone, I am Otaya Faith Narciso and I'm going to tackle about the subtopics of emotional disturbances, its definitions and types, characteristics, causes, symptoms, and its educational challenges. So what is emotional disturbances? According to the IDEA, or the Individual with Disabilities Education Act, emotional disturbances means a condition exhibiting one or more of the following characteristics over a long period of time, and to mark a degree that is adversely affect a child's educational performance. Emotional disturbances is an inability to learn that cannot be explained by intellectual, sensory, or health factors. An inability to build or maintain satisfactory interpersonal relationship with peers and teachers. An inappropriate types of behaviors or feelings under normal circumstances. A general pervasive mood of unhappiness or depressions. And lastly, a tendency to build or to develop physical symptoms of fears associated with personal or school problems. This term includes schizophrenia. The term does not apply to children who are socially maladjusted or unable to cope up with the demand of a normal social environment unless it is determined that they have an emotional disturbance. So what is schizophrenia? Unsa man gyud ang schizophrenia? So schizophrenia may result in some combination of hallucination, delusions, and extremely disordered thinking and behavior. There are different types of schizophrenia, and the most common types of it is the paranoid schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. So, unsa man ang paranoid schizophrenia? Mo na ni ang time nga naay hallucination, delusion nga mahitabo. Like for example, naa kay paranoid schizophrenia and then naghihatagan ka og pagkaon nga kanang luto na daan. Having paranoid schizophrenia kay kanang hallucination or delusion like man nga hala basin gihiluan ko ani niya hala basin naani kinang gibutang nga makamatay. So dili na nimo kanon. Kay mo man ay nisod sa imong utok having paranoid schizophrenia. So are you with me class? No, dagan kayo og meaning ang emotional disturbances, dagan kayo og umbrella nga nakakaloob sa iya ha. So a simpler way to understand what is emotional disturbances is to remember that in special education, emotional disturbances is associated with mental health or severe behavioral issues. What are the types of emotional disturbances? In special education, a condition which generate behavioral issues fall under the category of emotional disturbances. According to Care for Parent Information Resources, they refer mental disorder using different umbrella terms such as emotional disturbances, behavioral disorders, or mental illness. Beneath these umbrella terms, there is actually a wide range of specific conditions that differ from one another in their characteristics and treatment. These are anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, conduct disorder, eating disorder, psychotic disorder, and obsessive compulsive disorder. Unsa man ni ang anxiety disorder? Anxiety disorder is a feelingness or having the feeling of nervousness, panic, or fear, as well as sweating or having rapid heartbeat. Next is the bipolar disorder. So, unsa man ni ang bipolar disorder? Bipolar disorder, or formally called as manic depressive illness or manic depression, is the unusual shifting of the mood. For example, karon maghilak ka, tapos taod-taod mo kalit ka katawa, tapos taod-taod mo kalit ka panghagis dira, tapos taod-taod na sad mo kalit sa kagatawa. So, mao na ang bipolar disorder, shifting from happy, being happy to sad, kanang mag-change ang imuhang mood. Another is conduct disorder. So, unsa naman pud ni ang conduct disorder? It is when a child has antisocial behavior, like not caring about the social norms of good behavior or ignoring the rights of other people. Next is eating disorder. So, unsa naman pud na ang eating disorder? Eating disorder are characterized by abnormal or disturbed eating habits, such as anorexia nervosa. So, nakafamiliar na ba mo ang anorexia nervosa? It is a feeling of fear or kanang mahadlok nga motambok. Bisan niwang na kay siya, di na siya mokaon kay mahadlok siya nga motambok, mo na ang anorexia nervosa. Another types of emotional disturbances is psychotic disorder. Psychotic disorder is a condition that involves a phenomenon called psychosis. Psychosis is kaning characterized siya by an impaired relationship that includes hallucination or delusions. Example yun aning psychotic disorder is schizophrenia. As what I've discussed earlier, kung unsa ang schizophrenia, mo ni ang kanang having hallucination or delusion. And lastly, obsessive compulsive disorder. Mo ni siya ang common chronic disorder in which a person has uncontrollable reoccurring thoughts or its obsession and behaviors or compulsions in which the person feels the urge to repeat over and over, such as kanang repeating of words, kanang masigi og balik-balik og pangutana. Unsa, kaya ba ba? Kaya ba are you with me guys? Kay murag taas-taas gyud niya ang amo ang topic, emotional disturbances or sa ako ara ba nga part. So we move forward na. We're going to the characteristic. So what are the characteristics of emotionally disturbed person? But before that, unsa day ang emotionally disturbed person rather? Unsa day na siya? So we use the term emotionally disturbed person to describe a person with mental, emotional, or erratic behaviors that may affect their decision making or their way of thinking that may include hurting themselves or other people. Kay lain man kita kanang tawgo na siya nga hala ka na siyang bata ba kanay schizophrenia. So dapat ato gyud kanang para kanang formal tawgon sa mga siya ang kanang bata ba kay na siya kanang kuha na siya emotionally disturbed person na siya. Some of the characteristics and behavior that can be seen in children who have emotional disturbances includes hyperactivity, aggression or self-injurious behavior, immaturity, withdrawal, and learning disabilities. The characteristics of emotionally disturbed person. Number 1, hyperactivity. So, unsa man ni ang hyperactivity? Mao ni siya ang kanang impulsiveness or constant moving or talking too much, like kanang lihukan kaayo, hyper kaayo from the word hyperactivity. Number 2, aggression or self-injurious behavior. Unsa man ni ang aggression? From the word aggression, aggressive, like kanang kiat kaayo, agresibo kaayo, kanang hilig na laog away, hilig og kanang mas kanang pasakit. Number 3, withdrawal or kanang not interacting socially, kanang fear, mahadlok ka, like for example, gidala ka sa imuhang mga amiga sa crowd, daghan kayong tao, and then mo withdraw ka, mo back out ka kay mahadlok ka, like dili ka hilig og interact socially, so mo na siya ang withdrawal. Number 4, immaturity. So most of us kabalo naman ta kung say word nga immaturity. It is the inappropriate types of behavior. Inappropriate behavior like kanang makaingon na bitaw ta nga kanang iyang gipakita nga attitude, iyang gipakita nga behavior is wala na sa lugar. Immature ra kay siya. So mo na ang immaturity. And lastly, learning disabilities. So mo ni ang kanang academically performing nga kanang maglisod bitaw og kanang cope up, maglisod siya og kanang sabot or kanang having difficulties sa pagsabot. Mo ni ang learning disabilities. Unya, kaya pa, or kayo mukat na lang. So, next, we move forward to the causes of emotional disturbances. Causes or hinungdan sa emotional disturbances. No one really knows what is the exact causes of emotional disturbances. However, several factors such as heredity, brain disorder, diet, stress, and family functioning have been suggested and vigorously researched. Karon kay humana naman ta sa iyang causes, ato na po ta sa symptoms, no? Move on na sad ta kay para dito masakita. Charot. Move on na ta. So dito na po ta sa iyahang symptoms of emotional disturbances. Symptoms are feeling overwhelmed, helpless or hopeless, feeling guilty without clear causes, spending a lot of time worrying or kanang mo result sa anxiety, kanang masigin na lang ka og panic, magsigin na lang ka og kanang nervyosa ka kasi ka gunahuna. Having difficulty thinking or decision making and having mood swing kanang ratad karon kay kanang waka sa mood kay lagi masigig kag overthinking o kana overthink. Masigig kag overthink so ang imbis happy ka ganiha, nakalit ra gawa kay nag-overthink naman kag sugod. So mo na ang kanang symptoms of emotional disturbances. And lastly, it's educational challenges. So, mga challenges na kinakaharap ng isang emotionally disturbed person. Given the behavioral issues related to the disability category at hand, educating students diagnosed with emotional disturbances can pour challenging. So, challenging kuno kay sila. The challenge often stem from potential classroom disruption. Challenging is because kanang magkat-on jud ka kung unsaon nimo ang imong way of educating. Mao bitaw nga gitawag nga special education because they provide special needs sa mga emotionally disturbed person or mga person with disabilities.